Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 2. It is mid-afternoon, and it is day 10, and we have been working on our spells. We've got... What do we got? We've got our reversal up to 165, so 15 more points I think there. Levitate and Force Bolt, and now over 150. I am very happy with the stats that we've got. This is good enough to beat the game, but definitely so. And that's probably it for the spells. We still have 200 golden diners, so I could just keep working on them. Maybe I will do that a little bit off screen again later. But for right now, that's it. Where are we located, by the way, in our map? Okay, so we're done, kind of. I remember I just bought Lamb off screen, and I don't know what we should be doing next. We're basically just now waiting for the caravan to arrive, honestly. And I guess waiting for the other elementals to be showing up. They won't be difficult whatsoever. And in fact, in the beginning of the game, I think we talked about this briefly, a big problem for us was trying to get enough done in time. Here you go, sir. We can give that send time for you. Give send time. And it is... What time is it? Still afternoon. Alright, so let's go ahead and get an hour's worth of rest. Then we'll head out into the desert to do our 3 battles for the evening. Hello, Shamin. And then I guess we'll talk about some stuff. Actually, we'll do a few battles while we're out there. We might as well. And it's at least sunset. We have the sunset music playing. Hello again, Shamin. Thank you, sir. All right, let's sit down. Get our meal. And then we'll head on out there and battle until we're either out of water or until it's midnight, I guess. We'll keep using pills and what have you. I'd like to increase my stats. Lamb falafels and soured cream, along with the rabbit curry, are part of the meal for tonight. May it do you good. Oh, thank you, Shema, very much. You are, of course, most welcome, my hero. Yes. Yep. I haven't been playing the game as often as I was originally. I'm glad I actually had a little... Oh, hold on. You have a wonderful meal. There are numerous salads and 2 main courses. Fruit, hot mint tea, dessert, and all the bread you could want. You feel stuffed and content. Fortunately, your strenuous regimen as a hero prevents you from looking as round as Abdullah. The tea, as Abdullah has told you many times, is wonderful. I guess we'll fight on a full stomach, which is, it's a lot of work. We're gonna do it. Yes, actually, it just occurs to me that I was expecting the Earth Elemental tomorrow, but it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's going to be at least a day after tomorrow. Because the poet Omar is going to show up, and then we're going to have the Earth Elemental running about. Hello. We have an entire day of nothing that I know what to do, except maybe throw rocks. Do we want to take the Saurus out? I guess we can take the Saurus with us. Let's go, Mr. Saurus. Or Mrs. Saurus. We will bring you... I think we're going to dismount. We'll go to the left this time. Oh, I have to make up my mind if I'm attacking the Griffin. Do I want to attack the Griffin? I think I will do so. I think I will do so. It's not a very heroic thing to do. There's no reason for us to attack it whatsoever. Okay, let's do the battles until we get over to the Griffin. Why not? We'll just keep fighting. Oh, we should probably make sure Zap is cast. Now we won't also be going crazy with the spells. I don't think we really need to now. I want to improve our combat abilities more than anything else. I actually have enough weight. I can probably pick up another water skin, maybe. Actually, I don't want to necessarily do that. Because we're, well, let's do it. Alright, fighting time. Ah, good hit there, Tim. Oof, that was good block. Get him. Oof, good attack there, sir. I like how he's faking me out all the time. Not sure where to swing. 6 diners. We'll cast Zap again. Cat Zap. Cat Zap. Yep, so just trying to find things to do. Passing by time, improving our stats, waiting for the next day to arrive. I think this was basically the shtick for... You know, it was this way for all these games except for, like, the fourth one. The fourth one I generally found something to do every day. And, you know, like the first one, so in the first game, you had to balance what you could do with the day with getting the day to pass by in the very beginning of the game. Which is to say that it was tricky to pass by, to survive in the early game. Once you were able to survive the early game, you could then rest, especially if you were a spellcaster, in order to pass by the rest of the day and constantly improve your skills and stats. In this game, we kind of, while we're on a timer, and if we didn't have... Actually, no, if we didn't have that windfall of supplies and you walked over here, this would have been a lot tougher. Our skills would have been much lower, and most of these things would have given us more trouble as well. Like, we might not even be able to survive against a brigand. But I find that hard to believe. Actually, let's save the game really quick. Oh, hello. What is this? Ready sign. Read sign. Hours, Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. I was at parking hours, I guess. It's parking hours. So we're here to attack the Griffin. We're here to attack Griffin because I don't want to become a paladin with this character. And that will more or less guarantee that we cannot be one, because that's one of the things you don't do. We could do it oh, hello. We could instead, I suppose, do 2 or other things to guarantee we're not paladin. Oh, we're not actually hitting it. Wow. I guess we were striking it. So we hit it 4 times, and it didn't even wake up to the dazzle. That's probably the last... That's probably the last scorpion we'll be able to bring back to Haddock. Just as a heads up. Wow, that was incredible. Okay, let's get this over with. Squawk! And there it goes. The Griffin, formerly peaceful and content, now unhappy and upset, leaves the scene. Let's go ahead and deal with this creature. Once you anger him, he attacks you for a little while, every desert space. Here he is. Ah. But he'll run away as well. He'll run away. It's not going to help him, though. I remember seeing some sort of epic cutscene with the Griffin in the advertisements for the game. Yeah, he basically will swoop attack you every single hex or square you walk into. Yeah! Without water, you would not survive even an hour in the desert. Let's drink some water then. Poor Griffin. And you can't get his body. It's just completely gone. Oh, hello, nighttime. Wow, we did that at the right time, too, I suppose. That's all there is to it. And I'm pretty sure by slaying... Actually, look at Nest. Maybe there's some loot up here. I don't think there is, but I don't think I've ever checked it. Search nest. You find a large feather in the nest and put it away. Oh, well, that gives us a second feather. Anything else? Oh, well, I guess we're done. All right, well, we got 2 feathers. All right, monsters. We're gonna fight our way back to the city. Let's do it. Bring it. What was it talking about? Right, so passing by time and what have you. So, the other games 3 and 4, there are... hold on. Come on, Scorpion. Aha! I'm gonna hit you twice every swing you do at me. 1, 2. Actually, we'll cast a Flame Dart. Ooh, nice. Big solid hit there, Tim. No, I don't think so. I'm gonna keep my Poison Cure. We might as well cut the tail. I'm pretty sure he's only gonna buy one more, though. We don't really... arguably, we don't need the money. Right, so one more time. What am I trying to explain here? The first game was really difficult to manage time in the very beginning of the game. And so, you know what I'm trying to get at? Actually, I just realized. It's the amount of time you have to wait around until you can do something else. And the first game had that in the very beginning of the game. But as the game proceeded onward, you're able to actually survive battles and what have you. That no longer becomes a concern. Wow, that's a lot of damage with their Flame Dart. Because you're able to simply rest in between large battles. Assuming you're able to handle the goblins, for example, well, that's your whole day. You can do that once or twice and you're good to go. I should be trying to focus on them. In this game, the beginning portions of it, especially, it doesn't feel like we have enough time to do anything, but if you go crazy and just keep working on your skills and or spells, you'll find the time to do anything that you need to do in this one. And then the later portions of the game is just waiting for those parts to end. Now, to be fair, we don't have to improve our spells or what have you up to the rank we currently have done either. We could let them stay at like 100 or 120. You don't need them higher to beat the game. Probably can even leave them at like 80 or lower. Although, I'd probably want at least Reversal to be higher. Oof, good hit there, sir. One more. Gotcha. So in this game, I feel kind of guilty, in so much that for all tomorrow, I don't know what to do. I'm not going to on-screen me casting spells. That's just boring. Oh, hello, Mr. Source. I forgot all about you. That means that we're right near the city, so we're going to just leave you over here, dismount and do one more battle on that screen, and then we'll call it an evening. Stay here. We'll be back. I guess we could spend time throwing rocks. What's my throwing? 100. Well, it's over half of what it to max, so I think I'm going to be quite content at 100. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, hello! Hey, nice. We get to fight the last one of you as well, then. Start with the Flame Dart, and just dodge it. Hit him once. Dodge 2 or 3 of his attacks. One more hit will do it. Goodbye, Final Ghoul. That's probably good for this evening. Let's go ahead and head on back to town now. I guess tomorrow we can... Well, I don't know. We can spend some quality time together, and we can throw rocks on screen. I'll put a link down below, probably, to warn you that this is happening. And then we'll just, yeah, well, I guess... I was originally going to try to sneak in what it looked like to really cast spells, but I guess you'll be bored to tears if I just do that with throwing rocks. It's kind of the same thing. Thank you, sir. You have a good evening. Goodbye. How's our communication, by the way, looking? How's that looking? 135, that's not bad. Now that I think about it, I think the third game is really when that mattered the most. You can't haggle in the fourth game, to my recollection. Hello, Shamin. Good evening. Alright, so let's go ahead and get some sleep. The poet has personally asked that you be present tonight, for he wishes to speak with you after his reading. Oh well, thanks, Shamin. And good morning to you. Alright, let's get some breakfast. There's no elemental today, so for the next 20 minutes, we gotta find some stuff to talk about while we walk around or do something. We could improve our spells a little bit, I guess, on screen. Maybe have one episode of doing this. It is rumored that you wish to journey to Razir. If you do so, please try to find my cousin, Sharif. Good morning, Shema. It is always a pleasure to see you, great hero. Tell me about Sharaf. His name means honor. He is very brave. It is said that he refused to leave Razir so that he could work to bring freedom to his homeland again. Yeah, I heard about the caravan. That's in 6 days? The journey to Razir is very far and very dangerous. It can only be made by caravan. If you do journey there, please look for my cousin, Sharaf. Will do. I knew that she would mention it soon, which is why I began asking around about the caravan and Razir to make it look like we would actually be... the rumor would actually happen. Your breakfast is delicious. And it's something I think we would do as a hero anyway. The tea, as Abdullah has told you many times, is wonderful. Now, normally I'd visit, like, Aziza, but there's no real reason to do so. The poet Omar will throw all who hear with his word of song after the setting of the sun in our own inn. Because we're going to need to see her after the Earth Elemental anyway. And I talked to her about all the Earth Elemental things. So, we could give a bunch of centimes. 200, how's our... we still have plenty of food rations. Alright, why don't we give a ton of centimes to this gentleman? Hello. Give centime. You know, it just occurs to me that this was the only game that they had which had these streets that you would navigate. To my yeah, 1, 3, and 4 were all kind of similar in that regard, although 3 had a different type of world map that you would be able to traverse. One and 4 were very similar with how you navigated the world. Similar to how we're out in the desert, you go to different screens. In 3, there was a giant map, and you would click on a place, and you'd see your character walk around out there. I did like that one as well, because you could walk around and try to find points of interest out in that map. Though, to tell you the truth, I do like the 4th and 1st game's way of handling exploring. You gotta kind of know where you're going, or you can get lost very easily. It's impossible to really get lost unless you enter a battle area in Quest for Glory 3. We'll drink some water. We'll take some water. And now let's sell the last claw and the last tail to Harik. Hey, sir. So you're using the ketchup and mustard bottles again. Hello, sir. Ah, I did not notice you come in. Welcome back. If you see something which interests you, let me know. Hello. Hi. Ah, good day. I am busy as always, making up a batch of pills. If you need something, just let me know. Thanks. So, right. We don't really need pills. Oh, that's right. We're here to sell the tail. I am in awe of your bravery that you have defeated so many of these fearful monsters, but I am presently overstocked with scorpion venom, and I can purchase no more. Oh, fine. We'll drop the tails then. Let's sell the claws. My spine shivers at the thought of so much battle with the fiendish ghouls, but despite your bravery, I regret that my larder of ghoul claws is full, and I can purchase no more. Oh, okay. Drop claws, no problem. Oh, we had 2 pairs of them. Alright, well, take care. Harik, thank you. We could purchase more pills, but I think I'm good at the moment. Gee, what's weighing us down so much? The money. All the money's weighing us down. So the way I thought it worked is that you held as many claws as you wanted, and then you could sell them all, and then the final time you bought him claws, like once he hit his limit, he would buy one more. So that's useful to know that that's not the case. So what are we doing today? Because I can't think of a whole lot to do. How are our stats looking and so on? That's pretty good. I don't really want to work on throwing. We don't need it in this game. We don't need it again, to my knowledge. Ever. We'll never need to use throwing, because after this game, I'm not going to be a fighter anymore. We're going to be a mage for 3 and onward. And the mage doesn't need throwing. He's got Force Bolt to make up for that. Where to go and what to do? We're bored. I'm bored. I don't want to practice spells. We've only been playing the game for like 15 minutes. I don't really want to call it a session at the moment. We could go out in the desert and fight a bunch of stuff. Let's give more send time to the guy out here, and maybe we'll just go out to the dervish. No, but there's not really anything to talk to him about. No, I guess I can practice more spells. You know what? Let's practice spells on screen. I was going to sneak something in here like I did for the last time I played the playlist, but I'm lazy. So let's go ahead and just... Let's go ahead and just do this. So you'll see a little bit of what's like to practice spells right here. Why not? Let's do this. So, the first thing you want to do is you want to set the volume down to 1 or you'll lose your mind when you're casting spells. Because, for example, we're going to cast Calm. So, to cast Calm, that's it. See that? If we had the volume up to 11, guess it's not so bad. That's all you do. And that's it. That's all you do. They might be saying, well, Tim, why don't you accelerate even more? Sure. Let's put it up as fast as we'll go. You still got to listen to the music. If you put it to 1, though, nope, still gotta listen to music, even though you can't hear it, and you can't set the music to 0. Nope, it doesn't work that way. Yep. So this is it, and casting something like Levitate. Yep. Reversal. So many of the spells have long animations to them. It takes a long time to go through it. The worst offender, though, is freaking juggling lights in the next game. Oh, God, I hate that spell. Practicing that spell is terrible, because you have to wait for the animation to be over, and it just takes forever. And Dazzle, oh, Dazzle's so annoying to cast, and I much liked it in the first game where it just said you get some practice in. But in this game, you know, they made awesome animations, so you're gonna watch them. If it sounds like I dislike the game because of this thing, I do not. I just dislike that thing in the game. Oh well. Well, we'll go ahead and cast Calm a bunch of times. Once we run out of magic, then we'll go ahead and eat the mana pills. I guess we'll just go up get the water from the fountain. I don't know what to do. I guess we can fight Aura a bunch of times to improve my stats, but realistically, we should be killing more creatures, getting more mana pills, and constantly working on our spells over and over and over again. The last game I played which did something like this was Daggerfall, one of the Elder Scrolls series. I never played any of the others in that series, so that would have been, what is it, Morrowind, oh crap, the recent one with took an arrow to the knee thing. I don't even know what it's called. I should know. My friends all play it. I don't know what it's called. I never played any of the others in that series because Daggerfall was, and it's probably different, I would imagine. I would describe Daggerfall as wide as an ocean but as deep as a puddle. Because... and maybe that's being unfair to it, because they tried to do a whole lot with that game. There was a whole lot to see, but it was all very same-ish after a while. After you did like your second or third dungeon, at least in Daggerfall, you realized that all the dungeons, all hundreds of dungeons you could encounter in the game, were basically just slapped together with different pieces of all the same dungeons. So, because nothing was... only a handful of dungeons did they feel like they actually stopped and hand-created them. Most of them, they just led up to a random dungeon generator, I suppose you could say. And they never changed. So, if you found Dungeon 1, if you played the game like 5 times through, Dungeon 1 was always the same layout. So you could always, it didn't make it random in Darkest Dungeon type of way. It was random. It made it random in that they ran the script that created the dungeons once, put them all together, and that's what you had. I mean, it's not a bad game though or anything like that. It's just, I don't even know why I'm bringing all this up. Wait a minute. Oh, right. I'm bringing all this up because the last time I played a game which encourages you to cast spells over and over and over again was the Daggerfall series. What's my comment now? 164? 9 mana pills. I should work on open and trigger and them. Come on, Tim. We'll do this one on screen. So here we are practicing open. Yep, this is it. Right, so later on you can, in Quest for Glory 4 especially, you could double-click a spell very quickly, and it would know that you're trying to practice the spell, and you wouldn't have to do animations for the spells which didn't have a target. Spells like, I think, did Trigger lose its target? No, Trigger still had its target as of Quest for Glory 4. What spells had a target but lost them? Well, in Quest for Glory 1, actually, you didn't have to target anything, right? You just automatically knew, the game knew what you wanted to target, and you targeted it with your spell selections. This was the game which they realized they can actually make you target something, which I do like. It feels a little more interactive than just knowing what to do. You have to know when to point the thing at something else. I suppose if we stop to think about it, if we want to take advantage of that in combat, we would want to slow the game down to as much as possible, like this, in order to move the mouse around quickly so that we could target something dead on as it was approaching. But that's enough to drive someone crazy. So I don't bother with that very much. I actually played the game just with one, so I equalized the game to make it run average, and then I hit 1+ to speed it up. No one cares about this, Tim. We should talk about some other stuff. So, right. I got nothing to talk about. Let's talk about more about the game itself. So, when it comes to the plot line, let's think here. Quest for Glory 1 always felt me as the most open. You were kind of railroaded in Quest for Glory 2, 3, and 4 into... Well, then again, you were doing that with the entirety of the game if you wanted to win. What am I trying to get at here? There's a few situations in which you kind of lose control of your character and you're forced to get stuff done. To be fair, I suppose it makes sense given the circumstances in which our hero will find themselves. Like, what am I trying to get at? Well, if you haven't seen the end of Quest for Glory 2, skip ahead 3 minutes or so, everyone. I'm about to do some spoiler stuff. Alright, you still here? Alright, I'm assuming you don't mind spoilery stuff. So, we're going to be charmed at one point by the gentleman behind the evil in Razir at some point. And he, how are we looking? 7 mana pills left. 190 on open, thank goodness. All right, let's, oh god, Detect Magic's the worst. Anyway, you have no chance to avoid this effect from happening, for example. So you're always going to be affected no matter what spells you have, no matter what precautions you wanted to take. Even while it's happening, you're not unable to do anything to stop the situation from occurring, etc., etc. And so, on one hand, I don't like the railroading. It's kind of similar, so I'm playing through Deus Ex Human Revolution at the moment. And in that game, the problem there I have is that the cutscenes, Jensen is just really freaking dumb. Like, he walks into a room and to talk to someone, or at one point he's talking to Zhao, what's her name? Oh, come on, Zhao Ming, I want to call her. The leader of the CEO of Taiyang Medical, and he's letting her put her hands on him and letting her plead and stuff like that. It's obviously fake. It's obviously fake, and it's so painful to watch him. And I'm like, why? Why haven't you grabbed her and broken her arm or something, and then made her tell you the truth? Like, why are you trusting her, you jerk? Or why did you just barge in here? Why didn't you sneak in here or tranquilize her or something, then drag her off someplace or bring her back to America so you could interrogate her or something like that? Like all these other situations or things. And it's because there's a story and they want you to follow the story, and all right, that's fine. but it's still a little annoying when it actually happens, because I'm like, no, you fool, don't be so stupid as to do that. But whatever. I don't know why I'm babbling about all this stuff. Oh, because we're trying to pass by some time while I cast Detect Magic over and over again. So, right. Why don't we talk about some other Quest for Glory stuff, Tim? So Detect Magic itself is a pretty tough one to improve in the third game, because to my knowledge, you can only improve it in the jungle. I don't think you can... It costs mana for you to use it in other locations. I think it does. Maybe it actually doesn't even cost you mana. But casting it doesn't improve it, or I remember that not being the case. However, in the... Well, maybe I'm thinking of Open. Maybe Detect Magic just can't be improved at all in the next game, Quest for Glory 3. And it's actually Open. Yeah, okay. Open, you can practice Open in the jungle. You might be able to practice it in your room in Quest for Glory 3, but I can't remember. I know if you just go out onto the savannah and practice casting it, it doesn't work. So you can't do that. Well, you can cast Open, but nothing happens. Darn it, Tim. We're supposed to talk about some other things. So, I guess we can talk about how useful all the spells are, or not. Detect Magic is kind of neat, though I can only think of one or two situations in which you absolutely really want to have it. In this case, you obviously have to have it to beat the game. But other than that, you won't really need Detect Magic very often. I like it in Quest for Glory 4, because the narration of, what's his name? Oh, I always forget the gentleman's name. I can't remember it. The gentleman who played Gimli in the Lord of the Rings movie series. A trilogy, there we go. He was the narration for Quest for Glory 4, as a narrator. And it's awesome hearing him describe what your Detect Magic is detecting and stuff like that. Has a good feel to it. I really like the writing in the fourth Quest for Glory. Really well done. Very Cthulhu-esque. Love it. Well, some of it at least anyway. The creatures you at least encounter, some of them. And I think that's really it. In the first Quest for Glory, Detect Magic was really useful for detecting that invisible chest, which gives you like an extra 6 gold or so, which is a lot of money in the first Quest for Glory, especially at that point in time when you're dead, and especially if you're a fighter. Actually, no, even if you're a mage, because you want that money to buy more spells and what have you. You know, I guess I've played the fighter-mage combo for so long that it just occurred to me that as a mage, you would spend all that money on mana potions, probably, to improve your mana capability, to improve your spell casting. And I haven't played the Thief in this series in a very long time. Holy crap, it's been forever since I've played a Thief. And actually did the Thief special stuff. How about the other spells? How useful are they? So, Open, I guess, is decent enough. I like the idea of Open, like a knock spell. You don't have to have a super high strength if you have the Open spell as well. But since we started as a fighter, our strength will be higher than that of the mage, obviously. Strength is one of the tougher abilities to improve as you play through the game. What else is there? Force Bolt and Flame Dart. Force Bolt kind of falls out of its usefulness after this game, where there was one or two things for you really to use it on. In Quest for Glory 3, I can think of only... It's basically a weaker Flame Dart. I remember reading somewhere that it's supposed to do more damage against like certain creatures than other spells do. We'll have to check that. One of the enemies we're going to fight in Quest for Glory 3 are giant ants, and supposedly because they have a tough carapace, it actually can punch or shatter them, and they're flame resistant. But I can't remember off the top of my head how true that is. Other than that, like there's one or two other times in which Force Bolt's really useful here, and as part of the story and or quest-related casting. Like the block of ice we had to do in Wit, for example. And then knocking the actual door down. I really liked the Wit test. I thought that was really nicely done. How we looking? We can still cast this. Oh! More times, and our experience is negative, everyone. And now I understand. So what do you think that was? That was probably 32,000? So that's a signed short. So they're using 2 bites to store the experience, and now we're negative because we wrapped around. It doesn't matter. The experience doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything at all. It's not used for levels, it doesn't improve your stats or skills. It's just a number, showing how awesome you are killing creatures, I suppose. So Flame Dart's always useful as a combat spell. We're going to pick up another one called, Lightning Ball? Might be Lightning Bolt, might be the call of it, but it actually sends like a little orb of lightning at something. My only problem with Lightning Ball is that we're going to learn it near the very end of the game, which makes it very difficult to practice it. Very difficult to practice it, especially when we learn it, because we're really unable to stop ourselves from beating the game by the time we learn Lightning Bolt. Which is a shame, because you really want to improve it. Oh, but then again, that's a combat spell. And in Quest for Glory 4, combat spells are really easy to improve if you can take advantage of the little glitch in combat. And I'm totally going to do it, because it lets me avoid stuff like this. It's terrible to make us do. You know, but back then, though, I guess we're just used to punishment like this. Like, heck, this was the only type of game like this that I can think of back then. Oh, besides, obviously, like the police quest or space quest, but this is the only one that had stats that you wanted to keep track of. Oh, my God, it's only 180. You're kidding me. Okay, well, whatever. We're going to finish casting this, eat some mana pills, go up, and see Harrick. And it's midday already. My goodness. Yeah, so this is basically what I've been doing. Going and getting this done. So, what else can we talk about? Right. So, Quest for Glory 5. I guess I'm done talking about spells, everyone. Oh, Levitate's a terrible one to work on as well. Oh my goodness. It drains mana very quickly. You have to watch the animation as well. It just takes a long time. But again, in Quest for Glory 4, a lot of the spells will let you... It will say, like, you get some practice... Although there's no reason to cast this, you get some practice in, which is so useful. Oh, and I think there used to be a glitch in Quest for Glory 4. When you cast it open, it costs you 20 mana, not 2 mana, if I remember. Right. So, Quest for Glory 5, everyone. So, believe it or not, I think it was like 2 years ago, I started recording Quest for Glory 5. I've got, I think, 3 videos, or at least 2 videos of it, recorded from 2 years ago. I think it was a year ago. And I haven't played it since. It's just sitting there. And I'm probably going to not pick up that character. Like, I'm going to keep those 2 videos, but it will be this version of our hero that makes it into Quest for Glory 5. Not that Galvin. This has been too long. I really liked it the little bit I was playing it, and so I'm looking forward to getting back into that again. It'll be good to play it around the winter time as well. Okay, music back up. Let's take some water. Drink. Oh, let's buy some lamb. Hello, guys. Buy lamb. You'd be much better for it. May it please you well. You try it and find that you like it. It is soon eaten. That will get rid of a ton of our brass centimes, getting our weight down. It is still midday. Alright, so my plan is to buy more mana pills. I think I mentioned this before, but we don't get to keep any of the money going into the next Quest for Glory that we save, if I recall correctly. Hello, Haddock. Ah, I did not notice you come in. Welcome back. If you see something which interests you, let me know. I'd like to haggle for mana pills. We'll do that again. It's interesting. I guess they didn't want you farming the creatures. Though, to be fair, if you want high-level spells, you want all of them high-level. You're going to be farming the creatures anyway. I should arguably improve Trigger and Fetch. Oh, Fetch especially. Ugh. We can do that off. I'll do that off-screen. I'm not going to make you guys watch any more of that. So I guess we should go and practice against a horror once or twice. So we'll do that then. Hey, Aura. Rakesh should not be here today, hero. He be speaking with Sultan. They talk about more elementals coming down soon. Thanks, Aura. I tried to be of help. Alright, let's go ahead and practice. We need to practice our footwork and our parrying today. So we're just going to do that. We're not even going to swing at her. Oof. Well, it's not going to do me any good if she keeps smacking me. Nice, good hit there, Aura. Good hit. Yeah, she's always a good person to practice with, especially, obviously, in the beginning of the game, because you don't take too much damage from fighting her. No, no, no. Oh, stop hitting me. Yeah, we're just going to work on our parrying and blocking and what have you. Oof, good hit there. Good hit, Aura. And you're just smacking me with whatever you want today. No, no, blocked him. Gotta work on your agility. Gotta work on your agility. You prefer blocks in this game because you like how they look. Yeah, the Fourth Cluster Glory's fighting was very different than this. I kind of wish that all of them had used this combat instead. Oh, good God, help! Stop! Stop doing that. Woo! Dodge ya. I guess we will attack her after all. Why not? Oh my goodness, look at this. This is... Stop! Stop with this! I'm gonna... Stop! So you like it, Aura. Oh, good hit there. Oh my goodness. Wow. Whoa! The Pterosaurus who tries to eat you will be dead meat first. Awesome! Whew! Like the stats. Those are very useful. Alright. I guess we'll be done with this. Let's go back and... I guess we can rest for an hour? Why don't we rest until the evening this time? Yes, I remember. Hello, Shamin. What time is it? Mid-afternoon. Okay, let's rest an hour. You know, we could just rest the entire day away. Just sleep entire days to pass by time. But to be honest, we do want to get things done as we're an adventurer, and we want our stats higher. Though the diminishing returns is now making this expensive to do in the game. Oh, I began talking, but then I stopped about what I mentioned briefly. I believe we get to keep any of the pills that we purchased through the next game. And in this game, you can get 4 mana pills for 15 bucks. In the next game, a single mana pill is going to run us like 30 bucks. And money is very difficult to get in that game. Very difficult. I also want to say the mana pills only restore like a third of your mana as well in that game. So they made them more expensive. They do less as well. And it's harder to obviously then to get them. So, I don't know. It's very, very, very tricky. Oh, and some of the pills you can't even purchase right away. You have to complete a quest to make them available for you, if I recall. What time is it? Oh, sunset. Okay, everyone, let's go back again to the inn. We'll listen to the poet Omar. And then I think we're just going to go to bed. We're going to call the session. Call the session. My goodness. So much spellcasting. Okay. Yep, I see him there. If it would please the hero so, then there is that which he should know. A simple prize from Sultan Wise, for deeds of air, the land does owe. From the Sultan Harun al-Rashid, may he reign forever, we present thee with this purse for thy services, most brave and daring against the elemental of air. You receive a reward of 50 diners. Oh, thank you. Should mean gestures for us to sit down? And we will do so. Came a hero drawing near to our land of fair Shapir. The Kata called and carried that one here. I shall tell about an allegory, about a quest for love and glory, which I shall relate if you will lend an ear. The hero first faced fire, which was making matters dire, for the flames he fought were flitting ever higher. With water first he fought it, and into a lamp he caught it, ere our city of Shapir became our pyre. The next he faced was air, which I'm sure that you're aware, was blustering and blowing here and there, before the winds became our bane, as a fearsome hurricane. With the bellows then he caught it, fair and square. I love the theme to this. So let us raise a cheer for the hero of Shapir, and remember that our praise is quite sincere. For in the quest for glory, as related by this story, is a hero who has saved us from our fear. Is a hero who's a hero without peer. Oh, that was awesome. We're not even gonna ask for dinner tonight. We're gonna give Shema the night off. Hey guys, hello. We are most honored by your presence at our inn, Hero Spielberg. Thank you, Shamin. So, tell me about the elementals which will be showing up. Think of magic shaped by magic spell, unleashed upon the land by wizard fell. Half-life thing that hates all things alive, chaos loosed and in destruction thrive. Elementals are formed by a magic spell and gain in power as they destroy. Tell me about, let's talk about all of them. Fire elemental. The fire elemental, living flame, destruction unleashed, wild and never tame, causing all it touches then to burn, leaving only ashes in return. The fire elemental was created by a spell cast by user of magic. Once created, it burns and destroys, uncontrolled by any master. Air elemental. The wind which turns and twists with speeding force, it wrecks and ruins all without remorse. The dust of devils, vortex of despair, a living elemental formed of air. The elemental of air, by the sheer power of wind, is capable of vast destruction. I can believe that. Survived a straight windstorm here. Blew trees down all over the neighborhood. Looks like someone dropped a bomb on it. It was 5 years ago. Good God, it was terrifying. So we have the earth elemental showing up next then, don't we? The might of earth and strength of rock transformed, and through the land the creature rose and stormed. The shape of man was made by force of spell, until the fire's fury shall it quell. The elemental of earth is a force of great devastation, but it can be overcome by flame. We will defeat the earth elemental as a mage, which will let us actually beat it almost immediately. Or very, very quickly, as opposed to the other classes, which have a bit of work to do. Tell me about the water elemental. Oh, a bit of work because they have to acquire the thing in order to beat it, not because the earth elemental is necessarily tough. A thing of water, living contradiction, despite the water's flowing benediction, for in its power, at its very worst, forces meant to suffer, die of thirst. The water elemental by its nature absorbs water, thus those around it die of thirst. Tell me about the dervish. The dervish of the desert sits upon the sands beside his pool. Oh, I already asked about this. Of the oasis as men pass him, and they laugh and ridicule at such a fool. But he watches and he listens, and he thinks upon the things which pass him by. And he smiles upon his mockers when they question all his answers and reply. Many people go to the dervish for knowledge, but few understand him. Tell me about Aziza. A wizard woman weaves the warp of spells, which is watched what incidents befell. Aziza sees the present, and past perceives what is, and thus shall be foretells. The enchantress Aziza uses her magic to see events which occur in this land. Tell me about Razir. The dark has touched her, and has turned aside all things of light that once there did abide. Razir is left to crumble in despair, thus wickedness and folly now reside. But in the doer's arrogance and pride, the light grows ever stronger now outside. A hero strives to force the darkness back, and into morning shall be Razir's guide. The city of Razir has been overcome by darkness, yet there shall be a hero to return her to the light. Hopefully that will be us. And the old Emir? The tale is told of the same time last year that magic caused a man to disappear. A brother now is ruling in Razir, and no one knows the fate of the Emir. The true Emir of Razir vanished last year at the same time. When is the caravan here? To journey far across this mighty land, to face the deadly thriving dust of sand, the shining sun which sears a naked hand, and to survive it must be caravanned. It's a caravan! A caravan is the best way to travel across Shapir. Let's ask about the plant. I'm curious if he'll know about it. We've heard that there's a plant which blooms fruit. We haven't talked to Aziza about it very much, if at all yet, but we won't get a chance to talk to Omar about it until later. Okay, so he doesn't tell us anything about this. Well, thank you, Omar, very much. You are most welcome, hero who came here. May you always be so welcome in Shapir. Such a thing was done with pleasure, hero, and needs no mention. Alright, let's get to bed then. We're going to call it an early evening. 50 more bucks. There's no reason why we shouldn't buy another 12 mana pills and improve our spells a little more. I'll want fetch up and trigger. Get them above 160. Let's sleep until dawn. Oh, actually, no. We'll sleep 1 hour. We should fight. We should go out there and do some battling. We want to keep improving our stats. Let's get this done. How are we looking? Night is still young. You can't cast, or not supposed to cast spells on the streets of Shapir, the bazaar, the plazas. There we go, the plazas. There's a caravan which will pass by us 6 days from now. If you wish to journey to Razir, you will need to join it. Thank you. So if I recall correctly, the Earth Elemental is next, then 1 day of freedom, assuming you haven't fought the Earth Elemental. Basically, you have 2 days to defeat the Earth Elemental. The Water Elemental shows up on the 3rd day, and then you have 3 days of calm. Because I think you have 2 days to beat the Water Elemental. Though the Water Elemental is the easiest one to defeat, it's also the one which is the most dangerous. The Fire Elemental can damage you when it touches you, doing significant damage, but you'll live. 3 hits. The Air Elemental can suck you up and drop you from high. I think you can live against a single one of its attacks, though. The Earth Elemental will be able to survive it pretty well, because you get to fight it if you're the fighter. Ah, I didn't want to fight Pterosaurus. Let's cast a Dazzle. Oh, wow. We're in combat, and it's not even Dazzle anymore. Alright, let's cast. We're going to go all out for this thing. Alright, that's... Actually, no, we're not. We're going to... No. Try to dodge a few of its attacks, dodge its claws. Hit him. Hit him. Tiny little hands. Oh, oh God. Stop kicking. Stop. That thing's pretty strong, actually. Gotcha. Aha. Cast Zow. There we go. I really gotta take some notes so I know what to talk about next time. I'm still winging all these videos I'm recording. Every single one. For years. Like only, well... Oh, come on! Maybe like 1 or 2 times have I actually taken notes of what to talk about. Come on. That looks pretty painful. Look at that. Oh, he wasn't stunned for very long. We should honestly just keep attacking it. It's the best way to... Oh, God! 2 bites! Actually, no, I don't know what's a low attack and what's a high attack from this thing. Gotcha. We're looking at our stats. 160. It's not really going up very much. So I'm not very panicky about my stats because of something we can do at the end of the game to make up for having low stats in 2 abilities. I guess it can't hurt to tell you. Well, it would actually. I don't want to ruin it. We'll get there at the end of the game. But I'm in the first few... Oh, we might as well fight it. Die, stupid ghoul. I'm just going to kill you outright. You're not worth anything anymore. Claws are worth nothing. We didn't even improve our weapon skill at all. Realistically, we should probably now just be fighting Aura until our stats are where I want them. Figure pills are cheaper than healing pills, and we don't really need the money anymore. So we have 250 bucks. My goodness. Hey, whoa, hello. Speaking of money, we're about to get a lot more of it. Oof. That's flame dart. I just kind of realized now, the music, the themes for combat, they're more or less the same as they were in the first game, aren't they? Oof, that was a super long hit there. Good hit, sir. Ugh. That's a medium hit, Tim. That's a high hit if he swings. That's a low. Another one. Ooh, our hit points are actually at half. Good for these guys. Let's cast another zap. So he just sits there and stares at us until we actually hit him. Then we'll cast a flame dart. Adam, take it! Oof, wow. Almost 2 hit him. Nice, good hit, Jackalman. Another flame dart, keep going. This guy's got a little more life. That's right, the Jackalman, the weakest one, will attack you first. Oh, let's cast a Force Bolt, and then we'll slay him. Oh, wow, nice. Let's eat a healing pill. How's our mana looking? We can do one more. We don't need to cast another spell. Let's search the bodies, obviously. 28 diners. That will put us in the red again. I should really just buy a ton of pills and improve all the spells to 200. Oh, God, it takes so long. At least these days there's podcasts and stuff to listen to, though. One more fight, and that'll do it for us. Actually, we should just go to bed now. It's going to be midnight any second now. Well, that'll do it for this one, everyone. Thank you for watching. My talking was kind of all over the place. I'm going to have to narrow it down to things I want to talk about. So I promise for the next one I'll have some notes, and it'll be more on point than this one. I should talk about how many times I failed and died, and all the things me and my brothers discovered as we played through the games. Thank you, sir. Thanks. You have a good evening. Wow, our stats didn't even improve that during that fight? Maybe they did? Doesn't look like they did. Okay, well, we're done. Let's get some sleep. Shamin, good evening. We sleep until dawn. You've wakened much refreshed. I fear, hero friend of the Kata, that Shapir again needs your aid. There is talk that an elemental of Earth is destroying the city. Wow, thank you. Alright, everyone, we're going to call this session here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.